Good evening. My name is Gislady Gregorio, and this is the video for discussion number 9. The article that I chose was Integrating Relational Frame Theory and Verbal Behavior in Early Intervention by Ming et al. 2024. This article I chose for this assignment argues that combining relational frame theory analyzes and derive relational responding with Skinner verbal operant methods that strengthens programs aimed to generate language, moving beyond discrete skills to repertoires that produce flexible novel languages. This is a theoretical integrative review. The authors of the article, which is 3 researchers, they examine the empirical work and protocols, identify where verbal behaviors and relational frame theory overlap, and they highlight empirical gaps, especially in training early relational frames with vocal repertoires. They emphasize that verbal behavior is strong in identifying verbal operands, motivation, and practical teaching methods for early skills such as tact, ment, intraverbals, that there were terms coined by Skinner. They also mentioned that relational frame theory adds tool to analyze and teach derived relational responding critical for generativity. Relational frame theory reframes programming from isolated checklist targets to building repertoires of relational responding via multiple example training, which is MET. The article emphasizes that there is limited research on teaching early frames of coordination, for example, same, different, combinatory entailment with verbal responding. Most multiple example training studies use selection based on nonverbal responses. So they mentioned that the research is limited when it comes to this topic. What I found very interesting is the practical suggestion to explicitly teach relational repertoires as targets, treating complex language as relations. That helps bridge theory and practice. What surprised me about this article is the relative lack of vocal of multiple example training studies to establish coordination frame, taking in consideration how central vocal language is to real-world communications. How this article enforced my practice, and it's because from now on, when I become a BCBA, I will deliberately assess relational repertoires, for example, including sameness, difference, coordination, temporal, and I will add multiple exemplar training style when programming acquisition goals. I will also combine verbal behavior and operant techniques, for example, clear motivators, shaping operands, acquisition goals for manding, tacting, intraverbal acquisition goals too, with explicit relational training techniques to promote more generalization for my clients. My perspective about this article is that they reinforce that checklists aren't enough for teaching and for generalization, and that relational flexibility should be central. And it also reminds me that we need more empirical work to optimize sequencing and methods when it comes to research on multiple example training and relational frame theory. Thank you.